and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to look at flip charts. There is a reason I'm doing this. There's a huge move towards going back to running live events. I'm passionate about education and teaching well. Now, one of the things I see when I go to live events is how sloppy some flip charts are actually written. Now, I think this is because quite a few presenters out there don't actually understand the power of flip charting as a tool for helping students to really embrace and learn the lessons that are being taught. So today I'm going to cover off why flip charts are so important to your education at live events and how to actually use them powerfully. So the first thing, and you'll see I've got some flip charts behind me, is using more than 2 colors on the flip charts. Have you ever been to an event where there's this massive sea of black when they're stuck to the wall? Like, it just becomes a jumble. There's no differentiation between one flip chart, 2 flip charts. It's just letters and jumbles on the wall. So people can't actually absorb the information unconsciously because it doesn't make any sense. So we use different colors to break it down. So you can see here, there's different words are written in different colors. There are different things that stand out. That forms part of the learning process as well. Now, before I go to that, why are they all in capitals? There's actually a reason. And it's not only because when you write in capitals, generally it turns out a lot neater. There were studies done with the police, and they wanted the police to be seen as more approachable. But what they found, that having police written in the side of the cars in capitals made it feel very authoritative. So they wanted to soften down how people felt about the police, make them a little bit more approachable. So they left the P as a capital, and then they made the rest of the spelling lowercase. So it was unconsciously softening how people felt about the police. Now, as facilitators at our live event, we don't want that to be softened. We want the people in the audience to recognize us as the authority. So we write in capitals. Unconsciously, we're setting ourselves up to be the authority in the training room. And look how neat it looks when it's in capitals. So back to the colors. You can see here the different colors stand out for different words. Now, from a learning perspective, if I teach you a distinction, like ask 6 times for exactly what I want, what stands out? The 6 and the exactly. So they're 2 of the key things that we really want out of this distinction to really be sticky. This helps make your lessons sticky in the client's minds. So whenever anyone thinks of asking for what they want, what's going to jump into their memory is 6 times and exactly. So being concise. So we have the capitals and the colors locked in. We understand that. But then what do all these different flip chart styles actually mean? What value do they bring? So this first one is the initialized flip chart. So you can see here the first letter of each word is in a different color. So if you're going back and doing a 7-day and a 28-day review with your clients, and you write those 3 letters up on the flip chart, for recall purposes, add massive value, AMV, add massive value, that makes it more sticky. So then in the next one, in the flowing flip chart, which is a short sentence or a little catchphrase, ask 6 times for exactly what I want, it's flowing, it's easy to recall, and it has those 2 bolded parts there that make it really stick in the mind. So if you wrote ask times for what I want, people would be able to recall visually in their mind the 6 and the exactly, because it's been bolded and it really stands out. Now we have down here a leading flip chart, so a leading or an equivalence. So this equals this. What we want to create, so it's participation equals value. I think I've cut the bottom off, my apologies. So participation equals value. With this, we want this to equal this in the client's mind. So you can see already, by setting them up this way, using the colors, they're a really powerful tool. When you put them on the wall in your training room, peripherally they're in the vision, the mind is going to be constantly absorbing the lessons from the day, from the training. So for each block of training that you do for about 2 hours, you'd want to create maybe 5 distinctions, maybe up to 8. So I use these distinctions for experiential learning programs, so for the games. So I use distinctions for all of the clues for my students to look at the wall when they remember, to remember and learn how to play and win the game. Now, how do you teach flip charts? Do you just say, this is the flip chart, this is what it says, and be done with it? No, you don't. There's a knack for teaching flip charts. Now, in this video, I'm going to presuppose you've already explained the power of learning and why we do flip charts. Maybe not. With flip charts, we want our clients to repeat the distinction back to us 5 times. Now, there's a reason that we do this, because the first time a brain learns a new concept, it's like, yep, cool, got it. Then we move on to the second time that they say the thing. It's like, yeah, got it. Say it again, a little bit of white noise starts to kick in. They might be thinking, what's for lunch? Then the 4th time it's static, but then the 5th time we get them to say it twice as loud, so it jolts the brain to recognize that this is important, and it helps myelinate new neural pathways in the mind. So over time, if you have repeat students especially, and you review the distinctions, so this is why from learning perspective, doing a 24-hour, 7-day and a 28-day review is so powerful for your teaching. The brain will automatically have a pathway and a reference spot to go to. So when you put the A and B, add massive value. It helps with the recall of the lessons. So it may feel a little weird saying, okay, repeat after me, ask 6 times for exactly what I want. Again, ask 6 times for exactly what I want. Again, ask 6 times for exactly what I want. Again, ask 6 times for exactly what I want. Once more, twice as loud, ask 6 times for exactly what I want. But if you don't do those things with your flip charts, you're kind of ripping your students off of an opportunity to really learn from the process that you're teaching. So there is a process around introducing flip charts, teaching them, teaching back the repeating of the language. It's a different lesson for another day. But please, if you're planning on running live events and you're looking for ways to support the learning and you're planning on using flip charts, use them to their full power. Now, I've got a little free opt-in that you can sign up for. It's called Top Tips for Running Your Live Events. And now in that, it's a little guide to help you get set up, some things to consider, because I want you to succeed at running your events. Now, sometimes they can look like they're done really, really easy, but there's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into setting up and running a successful event. Now, I've lost count of how many events that I've run, and we all have to start somewhere. So if you're starting out or you're looking for a refresher or a bit of a different perspective, sign up for your Top Tips for Live Events guide in the little sign up box below, and let's get this conversation started.